Good everyone, my name is Graphics. Today we want to draw the orthographic views, or we say the orthographic projection of this figure here, looking at the side X. Now, when you look at the side X, what am I going to see? Because when you talk about orthographic projection, we're talking about three different views. We're talking about the front elevation, which is this point X that's pointing. Talk about the side elevation looking from this side. I'll talk about the plan looking from the top, right? So if we're looking from this side, what are we going to see? This is what we'll see. Now, looking at it from this side, right? This is a replicate of the diagram, and we're looking at it from this side. What will you see? So let's assume that we want to cast an image by reflecting a light from this side, right? This is what we are going to see. Now, I can easily project here this direction. Let me use my instrument here, right? I can usually project this into this direction here, my faint line. You can see that, right? Now if you look at this, I have projected all the edge of this figure. So I'm casting light, and I'm reflecting the image of this. Let's assume this is a wall here. So what am I going to see? Now let's see. If you look at it closely, you will discover that from here to here is thickened, right? This line here, whatever you're looking from here, if you're looking in from this direction, you will not see this line. So that's why I'm going to join from here straight down to this point. You can see that. Similarly, no matter what here to here is, the entire line here is going to block it. Is that okay? So that means I'm going to draw from this point, which is joined from this line, to the next one here, which is this. So I'll bring it down straight ahead this way, right? And this one too, from here to here, will be viewed from this point to this point. So I'm going to join it down to this point, right? And I will close it up. I'm going to close it up. Close it up. Now the next thing is this image too. You can look this. If I trace it to this point, is here, right? So that point, I'm going to extend it to touch the other one here, which is this. Then the other one is coming down to touch this. Look at this. If you trace it, I'll be having this. You can see that. Now the next one is this. So I'm going to extend this one to this point too. But no matter what you see this as a straight line. So I'll extend this straight down to this point, right? And if you look at this line, if you trace it, it's meeting at this point. So it means that I'm going to connect that point straight down to here. You can see that. Now after that, the next thing that is remaining is this here. So I'll need to project this downward. So this point, if you trace it to this point, I'll bring it down like this. and the other point too. I'll bring it down like this. So it's touching here. Here is touching here. That's why here is touching here. So I should just take in it. Right? Then what else again are we going to see? Now there's a line here which I can't really see, and that will be your thick line from here, your hidden line, because I can't see this figure in. So I can easily bring it down using my faint line, my hidden line, so that I cannot view it. Then here also, this part too, I can see it from the outside because it is inside. So I'm going to bring it down. Right? Now look at what we're having. So when you're looking at it from the front, these are the parts you are going to see. So this is the views that we're told to draw in our orthographic projection. Is that again? Now this is the first view, right? Now what about we're told to do our end view? For the end view, we are going to do the same thing. So let me project this to this point. So I'll take this, I'll extend this to this point. I'll come to the next one. I'm going to extend it. I'll come to the next one. I'm going to extend it. I'll take it up. I'm going to extend it to the next one. I'm going to extend it. Then this two. I'm going to extend it with same line. Then this. There also. Extend it. Right. Then this. Extend. And this is there. Extend. Then this. Extend. Then this. Extend. This. Extend. Right. And there's still one more thing, which is this point here. So I'm going to extend it. Right. Then this last point here, I'm going to extend it. Now if you look at this very well, let's take it up a little bit. Now from here to here is closed, so I am going to close that aspect. Right, so close it up. From this line to here is closed. So from here I'll do that. Then the next one is this line you see, which is this point here, is coming down straight, right? So I'll bring this down straight ahead to touch that which is here. Yes. Oh good, because it's coming down and it's touching down here. Now there's a straight line here too. From the end of this line is going to be now you bring this straight down. If you look at trace this point, this is the line here. I'm going to bring that to that. Then I'll connect from here to this point, which is from here to somewhere around here. Can you see that? Now this point, if you trace it to this point, right, then I'll bring it out. Paint line first, then I'll close it up. And close it up. You can see that. So you're casting your image on the wall. Now the next thing we're going to do is this. Now if you look at this line, we're having it here. If you trace it, it's somewhere around here. So I can easily just a height of if you look at it, a height of 40. Let's see, this is where it starts from. So if I project this to this point here, right, so it falls on that point. So if I should just draw this faint line, so it means that this line you're seeing is meeting here, and also it is meeting here. So I'll trace it down this way to touch, and I'll trace it down also to touch. This is what we have in looking at it from the front. So it means that when you're looking at this guy from the front here, you'll be seeing this inclined line as a straight line here. Now that is not all. This point you see, this is meeting this at this point, right? So if I extend it, it is somewhere around here. So this line you're seeing is here, right? So I'll bring it down. I'm going to bring it down, and that will be hidden line because I can't see it from the front. Touch here, and I'll close it up because if you look at the line, it's here, right? So I'll close it up. That's what we have. Now the next thing is this, which is this point here, and it is sticking in, as in hidden line in. So I'm going to take it in with your hidden line this way. The next one too, which is this point, I'm going to take it into continuation from here, right? So this is what we will be having when you're looking at it from this side. So this is the view, the end view. Now what about the plan? If we want to draw the plan and we're looking at it from below or from above, any of those, so let me take it above. So I'll project all this point up. So let me move this way. Let me move it upward. So if I project all those points up this way, all the points, taking them up, all the points. Well, first of all, let me take out the 4 point out. The 4 point out first. External point out. These are the 4 external points. So let me just join them together. So if I'm joining them together, I can see that this is meeting this here, like this. This is meeting this here, and this is meeting this too. If you trace it, okay, I'm just tracing those 4 corners. Then this also is meeting this here, and this also is meeting this here, right? Those 4 corners. Now if I project this end here is coming to meet this here, and this end here is coming to meet this here, right? Then I'll project this end into to come here, and this end into to come here. So if I should extend this, it's going to move and touch this, and this also will move and touch this. That is these 2 points I extended. Then I'm going to close here up. This is looking at that. Now that is not all. That is the external part. There's still one more part here, which is this. So if I project this upward, and I project this upward too, so what will happen is that this will move from here to touch this, right? And this also will move from here to touch this. What I'm trying to say is this line, I projected it here, and this end, which is this end, is projecting out here. Then I'll close it up. So this will come here, and I'll close it up. Then I'll close it up too. That is looking at it from this point here, right? So if I say this is A, automatically here is A. If I say this is B, automatically here is B, right? So the next thing we'll be doing here is, let's focus on the inside now. Now if I project this upward this way, this edge here, I'll be having this here, and just put it, all the edges here, the edges there is there already, and this is there. So I'm going to close it up. So I'm closing it up from here. So I'll come at this point. Now here, from this point here, this is here, right? And from this point here, from this is here, from this is here. So I can just take it in this way a little bit and a little bit. That is where I will now project this point, which is meeting it here, and this point, which is meeting it here. So I'll close it up. And I'll close it up. I'll close it up. Right? Now I can easily bring this out, just like the way I was constructing it. So when I bring this from here, it is touching it here, right? And when I bring this from here, it is touching it here. So I can just extend this to this point and extend this to this point. Then I can take that out, downward, and also downward. So if I project this ending here to this point, it's touching it here. So I'll just close that up. So this is what we will be having when we're looking at it from the plan, right? This figure in here, we close it up. This is what we're having here, all the views here. Now this is what we're having. These are all the views. When you're looking at it, you're like, the reflected image of this side is this, right? No matter what you're doing, if you're looking at it from here, we know that here is opened. It is opened, but this image at the back will be blocking the opening. That is why we are blocking here, right? Now if you're looking at it, if this is B, this is, let's say this is E, right? E, there also be what? Will be E. If this is D, here also will be what? Will be D, right? And if this is F, here also will be what? F. So that's the reflected image. Now there's an hidden line in between, just like I was showing you in the previous video. There's an hidden line in between, so that hidden line, you cannot see this image, this block here. This is blocking you from seeing this. That is why we're using hidden line here, right? So similarly, if you're looking at it from the front, whenever you're looking at a curve or inclined line from a perpendicular distance, right, you'll be seeing it as a straight line. That's why I'm saying this curve, no matter what, looking at the curve from a distance perpendicularly, you see it as a straight line. Just like looking at the mountain from the top, from the sky, you see it as a what? As a point. This is what is happening here. So this is B, automatically here is also B, right? So you can see B both from the plan and from what? The end elevation, because the plan is telling you that what? Since you can see both of them from the plan and the elevation, it's telling you that what? It is inclined. Is that okay? So this is what we're having. Now look at this. Here is opened from the plan. So here I'm closing it up because the base here is closed. So looking at it from the plan, you look as if here also is closed. You don't know a swimming pool is deep. We are looking at it from an elevation, an altitude from the sky. You think the swimming pool is just flat, but when you get closer to it, you realize that what? It is deep. So this is what we're having. This is the elevations, right? We have brought out the whole views. Looking at it at the side, this is what you'll be seeing. Looking at it from this side, this is what you'll be seeing. Looking at it from the top, this is what you'll be seeing. So the manner at which you arrange this in your quadrant determines if it is in first angle or in third angle, right? So first of all, let me draw the quadrant. First of all, when you are told that draw in orthographic projection, whether it is in first angle or in third angle, the first thing you first of all do is to draw your axis. You draw your vertical axis, right? And you also draw your horizontal axis this way. Now they are meeting at this point. Now you can now measure 5 millimeter upward, like you can measure 10, you can measure 5, but I will be measuring 5. From here to this point here is 5, right? And I'll put it at the center where they meet. Then I'm going to mark up, left, down, and right. You can see that. Then I'm going to project this upward this way where each of those points meets. I'm going to draw a line passing through each of them, and here too. So I'll just move this to touch this, and I'll move this out. I'll come here also with reference of this point. I'll get this to touch here, and I'll move this out, right? So this is what we're having. Now what we'll be doing is this point here, this point here, this point here, and this point here. will be where I will start taking my measurement. So I will delete off this and this and this and this. So I'll be having something like this. Now this is my first quadrant, this is my second quadrant, this is my third quadrant, and this is my fourth quadrant. One thing I want you to know is, if you are drawing above the quadrant, this is your x-axis, you are drawing above x-axis, whether it is in first quadrant or in second quadrant. What am I talking about? The elevation, right? The side at which the arrow is pointing, whether it's in the first or the second, as long as it's above the what? The x-axis, you say it is in what? First angle projection. Now, if it is now below, I mean the side the arrow is pointing that we are looking at, which is called the front elevation, is not below, either it is in the third quadrant or in the fourth quadrant, we say it is what is in third angle projection. Is that okay? Now, since we are drawing the first angle projection, I can choose to draw my front elevation here or here, but the best place you can draw it is at the second quadrant. Is that okay? So we'll start. Now, if you look, the length, total length, what am I going to draw now? I'm going to draw this here in this point here. So the entire length from here to here is giving us what? 90. How? Look at what I mean here. So it's giving us 90. So from here to this point is 40, and from here to here we'll say it is 50. So the entire length is what? Is 90. So I'll draw out my 90. So measuring my 90 from this point, from here to this point is 90, right? Then the height is given as 70. From here to here is 70. This is what I mean. So the height from here to here is given as what? 70. So I'll draw that. So I'll measure the 70. From 0 from this point all to here is given as what? 70. Now I'm going to close this point up using my t-square and set-square. So I'll close it up. And I'll close it up. You can see that. Now if you look closely, from this point here to this point here is from here to here, right? Which is given as 40, just as it's shown in our diagram. From here to here is given as 40, right? So I'm going to draw, that means I'll draw 40. So you measure the 40 from here to this point is 40. That is from here to here is 40. So I'm going to take it upward, right? I'll take it upward. So with my thick line, so that is what we have. Now the base entirely is thickened, so I'll thicken the entire base. Right, and also to look at this, from here to here is thickened, which is from here to here, and from here also is where it's thickened. So I'm going to thicken it here too. So from here I'm going to thicken it. I'll close it up. So I've drawn this 4 point here, right? Now this inclined line, first of all, what is the height? The height from here to here, which we are saying from here to here, is giving us 40, right? I'm going to measure 40 upward. So you're measuring the 40 from this point to this point is 40, right? So I will now close it up from here to here. This is what we're having, right? That is the 40 there. Now the next one is this, from here to here, which is from here to here, it's giving us 15, right? So measure the 15. This is 15 here. How did I get the 15? Let me show you. So this is the 15 here, which I've measured, and the height is giving us what, 30. So I'm going to measure the 30, which is from here to this point here. This is 30, right? So with the help of my set square, I'll just draw a front line out where I'm going to place this and close it up. And close it up too. This is what I just draw out here. So this box you see here, which is this. So we'll have it there. Now the next thing is, from here to this point is 20, and from here to here is 20, right? Which is shown in our diagram here. So if you look at it, from here to this point, 20, from here 20, and the remaining is 10. So that's what I'm going to do now. So I'm going to measure 20. So from 1, this is 20. Then the remaining one is what? From back here is also 20. Then I'll just, if you look at it, I'll roll it down a little bit here. That's faint line. Now roll it down a little bit here. That's faint line. And the height is giving us 20 also. So I will call it the depth, giving us 20. Here, right? So I'm going to thicken it. Now I'll close it up. Now I'll close it up. You can see that the depth is 20. Then what about, so I mean from here to here is 20, which is what I just did here. Then from here to here is giving us 10. So this point here, which is 20, is this point here, which is 20. So from here to here is the hidden line, which you cannot see from inside. From here to here, which is 10, and here to here, which is 10 also, is from here to here and here to here. See, they are 10 and they are hidden line. So I'm going to measure 10 from here and also 10 from here. Then I'll take it down as the hidden line. So this will come here, this, and this. So this is the hidden line that we have here. So we successfully drawn out the figure that you just seen here, which is this that we have here. Right? So the next thing that we will be doing here is to draw the plan. So one thing you need to understand is, whenever I talk to draw the elevation, front elevation, you are dealing just with the length and the height. That is one point you need to know. Now in first angle projection, the plan is always under the front elevation. So if my plan is here, if my elevation is here, my plan will be here. If my elevation is here, my plan will be here. So the plan is always under the front elevation. So what will I do? I'm drawing this now, right? So I am going to project all those points down. But first of all, the plan deals with what? The width and the length. So since we know our length here, and we know our height, so we need to know what our width is. So from our diagram, the width will always be at this point here. So our diagram, we're talking about the width from here to here. This is what we call the width. So the distance from here to here, which is from here to here, which is from here to here, right? That is our width. So that will be giving us, let's see, from here to here is what? Is 50 plus this 10, and that is what? 60. So we'll draw the 60. So let's measure the 60, which we place at this point here, right? So the plan, did I say 60? Yes, 60. So we're talking about 60. Stop here, right? So we're talking about from here straight down to here, which is 60. So I'm going to draw my line this way, and I'm going to draw all those points I have here. I'm going to draw them down. All the points I have, I'll draw them down. That's what you're seeing here. So if you can draw your elevation out very well, the plan will not be much of a problem for you or any other part of the elevations. This is what I have here. Now if you look at this very well, this figure here, for me to get to it, right, this figure here which you're seeing here is this way. So we're talking about from here to here. So from here to here is from here to here, right? And you measure it from this point down to somewhere around here, and that's giving us what? As 30, as shown in the diagram. You can see that it's giving us what? As 30. So I'll measure 30 from here, and this is the 30. So from the 30, I know the remaining thickness is 10, as given, right? So I will now take my T-square or my rule. I'll just connect here to this point, and I'm going to connect here to this point, and I'll close it up, because to look at it, from here to here is taken to this point here. It is from here to here. So I'm going to take in it. You can see that. Now I'll close it up. Now also I'll close it up too, because now from here to here is from here to here, right? And the distance from here to here is giving us what? As 10, as shown in the diagram. So this is 10 here. So let's move. So I'll measure the 10 inward. So from here to here is the 10. So I'm going to move it straight line from here. I will move the 10. It is going to stop at this point here. So I'll just take it down to stop here, and this I'll close it up from here to here. If you're wondering why am I stopping here, because when you trace this figure here, you see that? I mean, I'll stop here. So I'll close it up with my rule. And I'll close it up too. And also here too. I'm just drawing this that I have here. Now there's some other aspect in. So I'll do this line you're seeing here. I'll measure 10 here. Measure 10 in all directions. So from here, I'll place it this way. I'll measure 10, and I'll place it this way. I'll also measure 10, right? So what I'll just do is I'll just close here up from here to this point, and from here to this point. You can see they are all connected. They are what? They are all connected. Now look at this. I've drawn out the inner, but if you look at this, it's there. So if you trace it, this point here you're seeing, which is somewhere around here, is here. So if you trace it out at this point here, I'm going to bring it out just like it is shown. On our diagram here. Now we have successfully drawn out this and this. Now it's remaining the end elevation. So how can you draw the end elevation? You will just project this at an angle of 45 degrees. So when you connect these 2 points here, you just have this way. That is 45, or use a 45 degree to do that. Now the next thing I'll do, or you just take your set square and you place it on your T-square, so you'll be able to draw out to what? 45 degree, any of them that you want to do. So let's move forward. So all these parts, you're going to project them to touch the inclined line at 45 degree. You draw them to touch the inclined line at 45 degree. To touch. To touch. To touch. To touch. And this is already there already. Now I can just come here and project this to show that they must not pass through that line. That will be where they will end. So I'll project at this point upward. So from here, I will move this point. I'll project it to move up to touch here. This point too, the same thing, to touch up. So everything should be projected in faint line. Can you see that? Now, the good news here is just this. The end view has just two sides you're looking at. It will be the width and the height. So this is the length and the height, the length and the width and the height. So what I will do is this. I will now project all these points here also this way. All these points here also this way. So if I do that, see what I'm having. Now look at this. If you trace this, I'm drawing out this now. So this point here, you're seeing here, is this point here, right? Is also this point here. So if I trace it, it means that I am going to thicken from here to here. If you trace the two, the way the line is going, and I'm also going to thicken the entire length of it from here to here. And I'll close it up from here to here, and also here from here to here. You can see that. Now similarly, I'm going to close it up too, from here straight down to here. That again, and close the top also from here to here. Now if you look at this closely, this line you see is our hidden line that we cannot see. This line you're seeing here, there's an hidden line here. So if you see this line, this point here you're seeing here is this point here. So if I trace it to this point, it shows that what it is hidden line, we cannot see this point. So I'm going to use my hidden line and I'll draw out that. So the first one is this. I'll draw this. this, and this. This is what we have here. Now the next one is this line here, you see, because we're saying that there's this point here. So if you trace it, it is falling on this line. Because if you trace this is coming here, it meets here, and the second one too is coming here, it meets here. It means I am going to draw my line like this, that will stop here, and also draw my line that will stop here, and I will close it up. Right? That's all we have. So I've drawn out that point B. Now the next one is this opening here. So you cannot see it looking at it from this point. So if you see what I did here, it is hidden line. So I'll just close it up to make you sure that it is what? An hidden line. So I'm going to draw the hidden line here. Now this is what we have. And that is the orthographic projection, first angle orthographic projection. So there's no big deal about drawing third angle. Third angle is that you just take this two and you place it down here, and you take this two and you place it up here, right? That will be in third angle. But one thing you need to understand that some of the things is going to change. Where you be seeing hidden line might no longer be hidden line, right? And when you be seeing visible line might no longer be what? Visible line, but you have the same shape and sizes. So if you found this video helpful, please don't forget to click on the subscribe button. Thanks for watching.